So yeah, I was excluded a lot of times from sport when I was younger. I first made my disability football team with my parents. My parents and my old school teacher made the team together, and we had Haygarth United Disability Football Club. Eventually, obviously I couldn't really go anymore because a lot of the time my mum was at work, my dad was constantly at work as well. They were both working, so the access to sport had gone by then. But as it came throughout the years, I went to Claremont, an SEND school in the Wirral, and sports sort of came back then into the pose. I got a lot better. I got used to speaking slower. I used to speak about 20 times faster than this about 10 years ago. You can ask Johnny, he'll tell you. And then yeah, a lot of things came about it. And then I went to a college in the Wirral. They thought I couldn't do another free course, so I went to City Liverpool College instead. And eventually I got to John Moores now, where I'm at level 5, going into level 6, BSc with honours, sports coaching student. I coach Liverpool Fed's women's football team. Especially with the women's under nines and under 13s. And I got to watch the Open Age squad for the first time the day before yesterday, so that was really good. Disability shouldn't really be a barrier. It should be something that we are actually able to celebrate because when you've got a disability, you start to think, oh, actually, this is going to be a barrier for me. But then as you start to get on with it, you start to live with it. You think, okay, I've got this superpower. I suppose I mean, Channel 4 called it superhumans when we had the Paralympics, So, yeah, I think we all start to become, a little, even though we are slightly different, we start to become more included in society. And that's something I'm trying to embed here in John Moores, is that, I think we do need a disability sport society here. So I've tried to speak to tutors and we're going to get that set up hopefully for next year. So John Moores will hopefully be as close as possible. We do try and strive to be one of the good universities within the country as well. But yeah, so I suppose my story basically is that I was really excluded from sport, but then I came back into it, and eventually I've taken over many coaching roles. I did step into sport the same as Dan as well. So that was last year, postponed because of the pandemic, but all good things happened eventually. Yeah, it was really, really good to be involved with things. I'm involved in a sport group as well for people with disabilities called the Disabled People Sport Network. So that's basically people from the Youth Sport Trust, the Activity Alliance, many different companies, students as well. There's a mix of everything really. There's one called Alyssa. She does, a dance company, so that's really good, and she does it for people with SEND. So that's really interesting to see all that.